Alright, good day. Welcome to the African Crypto Warlord show. Today we're going to be looking in at XRP USDT. We're going to be dropping from high term time frames down to low term time frames. We're going to make this quick. So the general idea being is 21 days says we are sideways. So we have, well, actually not, positive correlation, that's sideways, and that's also sideways. So 21 day says we want to close obviously like a doji. If this stays like that, you have some general returns looking for one standard deviation to the downside, which it could have played out given we've hit 43 already, and that would have brought the red here, losing its trend to the downside. Obviously that's what's backing it, right? So it's come up, it's wanting to stick the trend to the downside, but the thing is we've had a very big up candle, and this down candle still, these two down candles still in the data set. Okay, so you're gonna have to wait, let's say, another 42 days or whenever this closes, so 30-ish days, for those two new prints to come in and get this data out, and from there it will be easier to call the 21 day. Okay, but returns are starting to decay to the upside, which makes sense as we've just had a big yellow dildo. Okay, 14 day. 14 day has also, it's the same as the 21 day. So you have, let's see, some expansion. So 14 day is looking like it wants to try and actually prevent this mean reversion play from happening. Contraction negatively correlated. So there's only 25% bear power currently in the market on the 14 day. Now we're going to drop it to the 7 day. So 7 days says expansion, first two are up with contraction. 7 days sideways, we are at a mean reversion on a 7 day. So this does have potential follow through. Okay, and if we were to look for just general targets for general follow through, 35 cents is the first pit stop, right? We failed the 7 day mean, looking to maybe close up in this region on the 7 day, which is in about 5, it's actually just printed, it's in about 6 days from now. Okay, so you have this region here, so from the top of 50 cents, so 50 and 50, 0, 50.3 cents, what the fuck are we doing here, and then to the bottom side will be 49.51. okay, 5 day. So sideways, sideways, sideways. 5 day is looking to move into negative drift, so can't deny the 5 day. So I'll be looking for a good little short in another pullback, given that this has just been wicked through. So I'll be looking for another short to come through the book, but it might not actually be the trend is to the downside, because as we've seen, as the dump action came in, Shannon Entropy started to say this is not the direction of chaos. So that tells me that this dump is inverse of the trend, which means that the trend is up. Okay, so 3 day, but we have some mean reversion here, so it could take a little bit longer. As we were saying, a little bit sideways action on our last XRP stream, given the 5 days are taking some time. Okay, then we have contraction, looking for a new trend, initial through. Also a lot of sideways action, as we can see here on the 3 day. 3 day has hit its outlier. We did see that this obviously wicking off of the mean here. So we stuck between our 7 day mean and our 3 day mean. So I'm gonna just say our 7 day mean is pretty much right here, because that's where we wicked to. So you're gonna look for continuation when you start closing. I'm gonna say 6, maybe that might not be fast enough. I'm going to say when you start closing 3-hour candles leading into the 5th hour, so your first candle open and close above, and then if the next candle open and close above, you look for continuation up this region. Over here, same thing, a candle close below, and then the next one will print below, and then it just needs to be denied by the mean, right? Come up and wick it, either it can close there and then the next one naturally maybe want to print down. We'll line that up with the JMAs to make sure that it that the JMA holds it back for a region like that. Okay, So we can just see that this is our range currently, I think, for the week. 16% up, wow. And then if you break through here, so we have another like 6.5% to the downside to go hunting for a trend continuation to the downside, which will be this side of the reverse wave trend, more than likely exited. So I just call it 30% to the downside. Okay, that's cool. So 3-day is helping me see quite a lot of action. We'll put it on the 2-day for the homies that like the 2-day. So we have contraction phase in a trend, there. So there's only 25% bulls currently, but through the other positive drift in the market, right, somewhere on these lower term timeframes has been kicking this up. So we have a bull div that's formed over here that sort of got denied mean reversion through outliers, returns to the downside. That's a similar region as to last time. Okay, that's fine. I want to throw up JMA now. That's fine. And VRE, we're not low enough yet. Onto the 24-hour. Okay, so 24 hour says we've had that mean reversion play. Obviously those were the big wicks. PB off. We haven't necessarily been denied this mean reversion phase. We actually have. If we close below the JMA 4733, you will see continuation out of this, which matches that, which will cause that to grow big, which will keep flashes on, which the only thing that makes this hard to look for continuation, let's say to this reverse wave trend at 38, is the fact that Shannon's wanting to expand. So the only way that this gets down there is when PCs cross through here and that goes red. Okay, then you'll have serious continuation to the downside. Then I'll put a good 80% chance that we have 38.69 in the book. Okay, let's go look for higher term time frame, lower term time frames. See what's sort of holding this up. So we have a 12-hour mean over here. We will have some liquidity at 42 cents. We have initial expansion to the downside. Blue flash isn't as strong as yet, so it wants to get quite strong. So we might have a little bit of a pullback into this region, 43.19. Let's see what denies this clean read on the 12-hour. Only that little bouncy bounce from the 12-hour mean. So you'll see that it will not be able to continue above the 12-hour mean if we don't close 0.37 higher percent higher from here. So that's 46.90, very little digits, 4 units difference. If you do that, you'll have your bull div form, your blue flash off, return to the upside. This general trend wants to start mean reverting. Your catch 22 is this, because we're in a contraction phase. That is telling me that there's still negative drift in here. Okay, so that's why I say we're going to look for the 3-hour maybe for a trend change. So we have a bullish div formed on RO. We have contraction moving into negative correlation. So that's the next best phase. So what we're going to be looking for is now the lower term time frame, so the 15-minute. We're going to look for things that still have the opportunity to expand negatively correlated, which means down, or we're going to look for things that are going to pump into negative drift. Why do I say that? Because those will be the things that will stop this Pearson correlation on its natural route through mean reversion. Okay, so if it carries on with its natural mean reversion phase here, the next one should be contraction phase, and we will have positive drift. But the thing is, this isn't the trend on this time frame currently, as the dump has stopped, and Shannon Entropy says the chaos is not in that direction. It's actually starting to decay as this candle's coming up. So we might look for some continuation out of the 3-hour. There needs to be a lot of ripping, a lot of wicks to see what the situation is. So we haven't touched our daily mean. I will actually double check that. We only touched the bottom side. So reverse wave trend denied with the reverse wave trend and new daily mean print. Smoked daily mean there, didn't smoke daily mean here. That's cool. So here's a nice thing to be observing. This could be a failure point, so 47.40. But furthermore, let's just go from this candle there, 3.3% up. Okay, so what are we looking at over here? We have data that is in confluence. So we have a 3-hour reverse wave trend, right, that on the next print is going to be crossing through the weekly mean, right? So that, to me, now there's a lot of confluence. That's how I know that the electricity in the magnet has been switched on. So it gets a little bit more powerful. Okay, so with regards to attraction, there's a whole bunch of levels that I can fail at, but obviously it wants to go from one side of reverse wave trend, so 47.39, to the other side of the reverse wave trend is 49.63. And that's pretty much the range that we demarcated earlier in the video. And now we're going to go to the 90 minutes. Now we're going to get dirty. And we're going to see what's all happening. Okay, we've got a bull div back to the 3 hour over there. Initial DLP playing out to the upside. If this tells me that this thing pumps up here, like if this immediate candle hits here, it's a front run. It's going to be faded more than likely by daily mean or even at this reverse wave trend. So we've got to look for a front run move on this. Okay, there's some liquidity up here. We're hitting an outlier event. We're going to be hitting an outlier event when we come into reverse wave trend, which means it does have a continuation, but as it extends out of these bands over here, it's going to be very easy to set on a strong bear div. Okay, 45 minutes. Also mean reversion happening here. To the upside. 45 minute doesn't like to lie. So we'll go hunt the 45 minute reverse wave trends. And I'm going to go for 47.64. Obviously failure will be at 47.05 or 47.30. Any one of those regions. Then we're going to go to 30 minutes. Let's have a look. EC, start closing above 30-minute reverse wave trend. You'll still have this activated, looking for a new trend. We have some expansion in the book to the upside. Chaos and disorder says it's actually flipped the downtrend, as you can see. So this started, where did that start? That went up and then down, and then it said that down was the trend, right? But as we're pumping now, we've maybe flipped the book. And to hold the book flip, you're going to be trying to hold it up 46.86, and then you're going to have mean reversion, maybe even a third standard deviation move, and you wait for your blue flash anywhere into these regions. Okay, 15 minute. I think we should put on some 15-minute cones. I don't know about you guys. We're coming up to a 15-minute reverse wave trend mean with our 15-minute wanting to break outside of our 90 minutes soon. So I think there's going to be a little bit more targeting to this upside, especially when this crosses. So yes, we have the opportunity to fold through down here, right? But when these two cross, there's going to be some price action in this region, which we've been demarcating earlier. To pretty much be blunt, on the 15 minutes, if you get this JMA through here, and you can hold the JMA above this power mean, expect the pullback at the cross, full long, and then ride that sucker until she turns red. That will be the general play I'm looking for here. Yes, we're rushing to the upside, but I know that we'll be back somewhere here within the day to look for an opportunity to the upside. Each one of these crosses does add for liquidity in those regions. Sure, deep, thick. So every time there's a cross, it wants to sort of come back in, test this region, and then see what the situation is. Okay? Any one of these levels. Now 15 minute, what have we got over here? So we have expansion, positive. So it looks like it does have a little bit more legs. Let's have a look. You see 15 minute has its contraction phase, come down, has mean reversion phase. So if this goes green, column goes green, we'll see a push below JMA. 5 minutes. And VRE levels on, reverse wave trend on, and then this is what we're pretty much fighting over. This is a 6 hour cone, right? So it does look pretty bearish when you start closing below here. You start closing above here, you're going to want to run for this level, which is currently 55,555. Okay. And that still sets a lower high. So that's why I say a lot of sideways can be in this situation that we have here. 15 minutes, sorry. 15 minute expansion. Why haven't you? Oh, that's 5 minutes. Okay, there's your contraction phase. Your positive drift comes in. That's going to lift this up. And that's a triggering positive drift. So the more they dump it, the more it dumps into positive drift. We're in a random point here as we say, we did a book flip, we need to hold above a region here, and then you can look for continuation to the upside if they can hold the book flip. If they can't hold the book flip, go looking for the yellow line down here. If they can hold the book flip, go look for that yellow line. I hope that was helpful, and let's put it back on 6 hour. We lost it. We didn't lose it. So as you can see, the 6 hour is contracting, moving into positive correlation, but not in a trend. So this is going to get quite wicky. Have a good day further. Ciao, Bella.